Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss the UGC NET paper of Computer Science and Application. Welcome to our DigiiMento class. So you can see the first question, which is which of the following is and is not an object oriented programming language. So you should focus on this word, which is not. So this word, which is not. So what do you think? Which of the following is not an object-oriented programming language? So among the options, Perl, Python and Smalltalk are all object-oriented programming. So Perl, Python and Smalltalk are all object-oriented programming. So that is why we can say that SQL Pulse is not an object-oriented programming language. Correct? So we can say that the answer is D, which is SQL Plus is not an object-oriented programming language. Now, let's discuss the next question, which is shift-reduce conflicts are resolved by. So, if we see here, shift-reduce conflicts in parsing are typically resolved by defining associativity and precedence rule, which detect how operators and operands are grouped and evaluated. So here can we say that the correct option here is associativity and precedence, because shift and reduce conflicts are resolved by that. Okay everyone. Now let's see the next question. So this is a question, a least integer n such that f of x is big O of n to the power n for each of the following function arranged according to the value of n in increasing order. And the options are given below. Here choose the correct answer from the options given below. Now here we have several options, and from that we have to select which is the correct one. So let's see this everyone. Okay, so this is the question. As you can see, option A, which is 3x cube plus log x to the power 4. Now this is the function. So to solve this problem, we need to determine the least integer n such that each function f of x is big O of x of n. Okay, so each function f of x is big O of x of n like this. And this involves analyzing the asymptotic behavior of each function as x is tending to infinity. So we have to just analyze the behavior. Now with this, let's analyze option A. Option A is given as 3x cube plus log x to the power 4. Now we have to see that here x cube is the dominating term, because since polynomial terms grow faster than the logarithmic term. So if you know that polynomial has greater precedence than logarithmic. Okay, so in such problems, whenever we have to find the time complexity or big O or something like that in the increasing function, we will always check with the dominant factor, and here dominant one is the polynomial, and that power only we are going to check, which is x cube. We are not going to check for this because here the dominant is polynomial. So that is why here we will say that our f of x is big O of x cube. Our f of x is big O of x cube. I hope you understood this. Now let's verify this second problem. As you can see that all are now polynomial. All are now polynomial. And if we will solve this, if we will solve like this, so I am solving the B option, x to the power 5, and here if we see x to the power x cube plus 1 and plus x to the power 2, x to the power 3 plus 1 and 1 by x to the power 3 plus 1. So here if we will see this portion, if we will just see this portion, so this portion has the highest power and this is also the highest power. So in asymptotic, or whenever we are finding the f of x value in terms of big O, we just skip this constant. We just don't consider this. Now if we just consider x of 5 divided by x cube, and if we just see like that 5 minus 3, which is equals to square x square. So what we can say that? Now what is our power? So this is our power, which is of square. This we will not consider because here the degree is not the highest. Whatever the highest degree it was, that is only we considered. So here now the highest degree, by dividing this we are going to get the x square. So can we say that this is big O of x square by just solving the equation? Okay. So and here x is tending to infinity, which has the highest power and which is the dominant one. So that is why we considered this. Now let's take option C. Now you can easily verify option C as I did for option B. But let's see this. Now again, if we just take here the highest term, which is x cube, and in the below part, which is the highest term, x square, rest if we skip, then also it will work, because we have to identify the highest possible term to just evaluate which can be the f of x value in terms of big O. Now what if we will solve like this, 3 minus 2, so it will be 1. So the answer will be x. Answer will simply be x. So here we will say that this is big O of x. Alright everyone? Yes. Now similarly we will look for this question, which is option C. So option C has, so now see, option C has x square plus 5 log x divided by x square plus 1. Now here we have two types of things. First is polynomial and second is logarithmic. And as you all know that logarithmic is less powerful than the polynomial. So here we just have to consider which is the highest one. So here if we consider x square by x square, so if we just consider this, because we are not going to see the other one, which is the lowest one. So here x square minus 2, so it will be x to the power 0, which is 1. So here the answer comes as constant. So here we can say that this is big O of 1. This is big O of 1. Now we got all the functions in terms of big O. Okay, we got all the functions in terms of big O. And here it is saying a least integer n such that this is what we want in the form. And now they are asking us to arrange this in increasing order. How will be the increasing order? If we see this, the first smallest is big O of 1. Second smallest is big O of x. Third smallest is big O of x square. And the fourth smallest is not smallest. In this term, it is largest. So it is going from smaller to bigger side, like that. Now, if we see that the option corresponding to this is D, option corresponding to this is C, option corresponds to this is option B, and this is A. So, can we say that our answer is D, C, B, A? This is our answer. Alright everyone. Now, let's check. So, you can also, instead of solving all this, you can just eliminate whenever our option is D. So, this 3 and 4 are eliminated directly. Now here what we have to check, now D and C are there, and once we have calculated for B, we will get to know that which is the correct one, and this is eliminated, and here we can say that yes, option second is absolutely correct. Okay, so I hope you got the solution for this as well. Now let's see this question everyone. Arrange the following so that they can be placed in perfect / appropriate order. So first is planning, second is construction, C is modeling, D is communication, and D, E is deployment. So choose the correct answer from the options given below. Now the first step is to identify the logical sequence. It determines the natural flow of activities from initial planning to final deployment. Now if we see that, and what is the second step here? Arranged based on the identified sequence. First is planning, which is A, and what this defines, so I will write it for you all. This is typically the first step where objectives and strategies where objectives and strategies are set. So this is the first one. After that, if we see construction, so for the construction, it comes after modeling. It comes after modeling where the okay, so I'll write the solution in the next line properly so that you can get this. So first, A, we will see planning. Planning means what? This is typically the first step where objectives and strategies are set. Option B is construction. Option B is construction. This comes after modeling where the actual building or implementation happens. All right. Third is C, which is modeling. Now modeling means follows planning and communication. To visualize the project. D here is communication. So communication means essential after planning to ensure all stakeholders are informed. Now the last is deployment. So let's see what is deployment. Option E is deployment. So this is final step where the project is made operational or launched. So what do you think is the correct sequence here? So first they are talking about D. Which is communication. So communication is D, this one. After that they are talking about A, which is planning. A, which is planning. Then the option will be C, which is modeling. And after that, it will be B, which is communication. So here B is communication. So D is communication. D here is communication and B here is construction. So it will be B. And after E, which is the final step, which is the deployment. So that is what? So arrange the following so that they can be placed in perfect appropriate order. So D, first comes D, which is communication. After that A, which is planning. C, modeling. B, construction. And E, deployment. And here what they say is modeling follows planning and communication to visualize the project. And here this construction comes after modeling. So first modeling is done, okay, which is first C is done, and after construction happens. Okay, so I hope you got the solution. So here we can say that option 2 is absolutely correct. Let's see this question, everyone. So here let's read the question. Question says that match list 1 with list 2. List 1 is this, which is A equals to A derives A, B, and here A, and this A belongs to T, AB belongs to V. That means A is terminal and AB are the variables. Here A belongs to BC and here A is there. So A belongs to terminal, ABC belongs to variable. This is LL1 grammar and this is halting problem. And here list 2 is recursive descent parser, Turing machine, Chomsky normal form and finite automata. Choose the correct answer from the following given options below. And the options are given below. So here we have to match out the things. That is the option. Now if we say that here option A, if we see, which is A is deriving this A and B, and this A belongs to variable and AB, this A belongs to terminal and AB belongs to variable. So this matches with our finite automata. Okay, this matches with finite automata. Now if we see option B, A belongs to BC. So if we see this, and here A belongs to terminal, ABC belongs to variable. So this matches with recursive descent parser. So this matches with recursive descent parser. Now LL1 grammar matches with halting problem. This matches with halting problem. This matches with halting problem. And this halting problem matches with, okay, so halting problem here, LL1 matches with halting problem, but the option is not given here. So what we can do is, we can see this as our finite automata. Okay, so let's just see this. And the Turing machine matches with recursive descent. So let's see this options. Okay, so let me correct this one. Okay, so first one is correct, that it is, so option A if we see, then this is not a finite automata. Okay, so just one problem happened here. Let's correct this. Let's see this one by one time. So A derives AB. Now this matches with our recursive, this matches with our finite automata. So this was correct. This matches with our finite automata. This was correct. Okay, after that B matches with our Chomsky normal form. B matches with Chomsky normal form. Option C matches with our Turing machine. Turing. Yeah, so here we made mistake. Here we matched with the halting. Okay, so halting problem is also Turing machine. Okay, so Turing machine, we can say that it matches with that. And after that, halting problem. So halting problem and Turing machine, we cannot say it is matching. We can say that LL1 grammar matches with Turing machine. And if we talk about halting problem, then this is recursive descent parser. This matches with recursive descent parser. So what we can say that, so here A is matching with finite automata, means this is fourth one. So here this and this are cancelled. Now here 1 and 4 we have to select out of that. After that, B is matching with Chomsky normal form, which is third one. So here third and third, this is correct. After that, C is matching with our Turing machine, which is second. So C, here it is first, so that is why here this is cancelled, and option 4 is absolutely correct. So here we can say that option 4 is correct. So sorry everyone for whatever the problem it got, because I got here that here halting is not there in an option. Okay, it is itself a problem. So that is what had happened. But now this is absolutely correct. You can see this. This is absolutely correct. Let's see this problem. What is perceptron in ANN? Option A is double layer auto associative neural network. Option B is a neural network that contains feedback. Option C is an auto associative neural network, and option D is a single layered feed forward neural network with pre-processing. So first let's understand what is perceptron. So perceptron is a fundamental building block in artificial neural network, which is ANN. So let's write it. Perceptron is a fundamental building block in ANN, which is artificial neural network. So typically used for binary classification task. Used for binary classification task. Third is, it is a type of linear classifier. It is a type of linear classifier, which means it makes decisions based on the value of a linear combination of the input features. Okay, so this is the clarity about perceptron. Now let's analyze the options one by one. So option A says a double layer auto associative neural network. So a double layer auto associative neural network, this does not accurately represent a perceptron, because a perceptron are not auto associative and typically do not have multiple layers. So that is why here we will not say option A is correct. Now let's go for the option B, which is a neural network that contains feedback. Now perceptrons are feedback forward networks and do not contain feedback loop. That is why here this is also not the correct one. Now third is an auto associative neural network. So this is incorrect because perceptrons are not auto associative, as I said in option 1. So that is why this is also not correct. But let's see option 4. Option 4 says a single layered feedback neural network with pre-processing. So this is the correct description of perceptron, because a perceptron is indeed a single layer network that processes inputs directly through a weight sum followed by a threshold function. So here we will say that option A is absolutely correct, that perceptron in ANN is a single layer feedback forward neural network with pre-processing. I hope you got this, everyone. Let's see this question. Arrange the following examples of artificial intelligence AI in order of increasing complexity. A is spam mail detection using rule-based systems. B is handwritten digit recognition using shallow neural networks. C is image classification using convolutional neural network, and autonomous driving using reinforcement learning algorithms. So choose the correct answer from the following options below. Now first we have to identify the complexity of each AI example. Let's see that. If we see option A, so spam email detection using rule-based system, this is simple rules and pattern. So I will write side by side. This is simple rules and patterns. This is simple rules and pattern. If we talk about handwritten digit recognition using shallow neural network, so this is slightly more complex. Why? Due to basic neural network usage. So we will say that slightly more complex. Slightly more complex. And the reason is because of basic neural network usage. If we talk about option C, image classification using convolutional neural network. So this is more complex due to use of deep learning and convolutional layers. So here this is more complex. Autonomous driving using reinforcement learning algorithm. So this is most complex. Why? Due to integration of real-time decision making and learning. So this is most complex. This is most complex. So if we have to arrange this, so what will be the arrangement? We have to arrange this in the increasing order. So can we say that A, B, C, D is the correct one? Because this is the least complex. A is the least complex. Second here is the slightly more complex. Third, C is more complex, and D is most complex. So that is why option A here is correct, which is A, B, C, D. So now let me write the explanation why they are more complex, least complex, and slightly complex. So first is because of simple rules and patterns. This is the first one. Second is due to basic neural network usage. Option C is due to use of deep learning and convolutional layers. And option D is due to the integration of real-time decision making and learning. Okay, so that is the reasons. I hope you got it, everyone. Let's see the next question. So this is again match the list type of problem. Let's see this. List 1 is line coding scheme NRZL 2B1Q 4D PAM 5U MLT3, and list 2 is bandwidth, which is average, B equals to n by 4, B equals to n by 8, B equals to n by 3, and B equals to n by 2. Now we have to choose the correct answer from the options below. First A, list 1 contains different line coding scheme. List 2 contains expression for average bandwidth, which is B, and that is in the bit rate, which is N. So this N represents bit rate and B represents average bandwidth. So let's analyze one by one. So we will bring this to the side portion somewhere here, because we have to analyze the options one by one. Now if we see NRZL, so this is non-written to 0 level. I'll write this non-written to 0 level, and this has a bandwidth of, this has the bandwidth of B equals to N by 2. Okay, now let's see option B, 2B1Q. So this is 2 binary 1 quaternary. Okay, and this scheme comprises the bandwidth of, which is B equals to N by 4. If we talk about 4D PAM 5, so this is 4 dimensional pulse amplitude modulation with 5 levels, and this scheme further comprises the bandwidth to, the name itself says it comprises the bandwidth to N by 8. And if we talk about MLT3, which is multi-level transmission 3, so this comprises the bandwidth of N by 3. Okay, now let's see what is the correct answer here. B, A is matching to 4th. B is matching to N by 4, which is first. And here N by 8 is matching to C. N by 3 is matching to D. So A here is not matching to second. This is wrong. Here A is not matching to 3. This is also wrong. A is matching to 4th, has two options, 2 and 3. Let's see what we can eliminate. From B itself we can eliminate that B is matching with 1. So definitely option 2 is not correct, because here B is matching with 2. And here option 3 is absolutely correct. Why? Because B is matching with, A is matching with 4th, B is matching with 1, C is matching with 2nd, D is matching with 3rd. So I hope you got this, everyone. Let's see this question. This is also one of the easiest question. If you will see, this question says that the order steps of address translation in Linux virtual memory scheme will be, and following are the given options below, which is register, offset, page directory, page table, page middle directory. All these options are given, and we have to choose the correct answer from the following options below. Now if we see page directory, so this is the first step in the address translation process in Linux virtual memory scheme in accessing the page directory. So instead of just telling this, what if I write this for your better understanding? Okay, and this Linux virtual memory, we will make it as LVMS, which is Linux virtual memory scheme. So let's write about this one by one. So our first is page directory. Let's write page directory the first step in the address translation process in the LVMS is accessing the page directory. Option 2, if we see, then let's talk about page table first. Page table, after the page directory, the next step is to access the page table. Page table. 3 is register following the page table the register is used in the address translation process. Option 4 is page middle directory. So page middle directory is, let's see this. So this is subsequently the page middle directory is involved in the address translation. Now the only thing left is offset. Let's see that. So fifth one is our offset. So the offset is determined in the address translation process. So here the correct order of the steps for address translation in the Linux virtual memory scheme is as follows. So we will say that C is page directory first. So here in first itself this all will get cancelled because first step itself is of page directory, which is option C. Second is A, which is register, D, which is page table, E, which is page middle directory, and B is the offset. So here we can say that option 4th is the correct one. C, A, D, E, B. Okay everyone, I hope you got this. Let's see this question. So this is also you can call it as little tricky and easiest one. So let's read the question first and let's get into it. If f of n equals to phi u by, if f of n equals to phi u function of n by 2 plus 3 and f of 1 is 7, is a recurrence relation where k is positive integer, then f of 2 to the power k is what? The options are given below. So let's see this. Let's see one by one. Now here, if we see option 1. So first we will see what is given to us. So the given is f of n equals to phi u f n by 2 plus 3. F of 1 is given as 7. Now what is f of 2? So we have to substitute the value in this. So phi u f 2 by 2 plus 3. Now this will be phi u f of 1 plus 3. So this will be phi u into 7 plus 3. So we can say that the value for this is like this, phi u f of 1 plus 3. So if we substitute this, so from that we can get this. Now let's see what if we can get for 4. So 4 if we substitute, so n value if we substitute as 4, so f of 4 which is equals to phi u f 4 by 2 plus 3, and this is phi u f 2 plus 3. So we got f of 2 value plus 3. Now if we substitute f of 8 here in this, so it will be phi u f of 8 by 2. So we don't have to solve this. We just have to substitute the value. Let's see what are the functions coming. Plus 3. So this will be phi u f of 3 plus 3. So we can say that this is not f of 3, this is f of 4. Now if we generalize the pattern, so what we are getting, so this is the solution for question number 60 itself. I am writing here. If we generalize the pattern for f2, f4, f8, let's take it to f to the power k to the power 2 to the power k, as they said here, because here f is 2 to the power 1, this is 2 to the power 2, this is f is 2 to the power 3, and if we generalize this to 2 to the power k, and they have said that where k is a positive integer. So here what we can say that the answer comes like this, f to the power 2k. Here every time if we see, then the answer comes this way, like equals to phi u k f1 plus 3, and this is the summation of this 3 is the summation of I equals to 0 k minus 1 phi u to the power I. So you will get to know if we solve this, so for 2 we are going to get 38. For 2 we are going to get 38, because if we keep in place of this, so it will be, if you will notice, this will be phi u into 7 plus 3, which is 38. Alright. Now here if we see that phi u into 2, so 38, so phi u into 38 plus 3, which is 193. And here if we look, then phi u into 193 plus 3, which is 968. Okay, so if we now do the geometric series, so you can see that this is the sum of geometric series. So this can be rewrite as like this, which is summation of I to the power I is starting from 0 till k minus 1. Yeah, I to the power 5 to the power I is like this, 5k minus 1 by 4. Minus 1 by 4. So if you can do this, then it is okay. Otherwise, we can also do by simple substitution. Okay, by simply substituting in the formula and getting the answer. So if we do that, so here are the steps to do it. So first, if we see, then this is what we calculated, f to the power f2 to the power k, which is 5k 7 plus 3 into, this is 5 to the power k minus 1 by 4, like this. Five to the power k minus 1 by 4. Now if we do the simplification for this, so it will be 2 to the power k 5k into 7 plus. Now if we just multiply this completely into inner side 3, then it will be 3 into 5k minus 3 divided by 4, like this. Now again what we can do is f to the power 2k, which is 5k into 7 plus, now if we separate the denominator, so it will be like this. Okay, it will be like this. After that, what will happen? Look carefully. f2k, which is 5k, and now if we take common, because 5k and 5k, if we take common from here, if you can see this 5k, this 5k, if we take common in both, so let's see this. 5k common taken, 7 will be there and 3 by 4 will be there, minus 3 by 4, like this. Now this is 5k, 7 4s are 28 plus 3 by 4 minus 3 by 4, and this will be 5k, which is, if we do the addition of this, so it will be 31 by 4 minus 3 by 4. So this is f to the power 2k, f to the power f2 to the power k. So I may say something because it happens, but what I'm writing is the correct one. So from this equation, what we got as the final answer, that f function of 2 to the power k, which is 5k, 5 to the power k 31 by 4 minus 3 by 4 is the answer. Okay, so this comes as the answer. So what we can say, that which is the correct answer from this? Here itself we can say that this is not at all the correct one. This is also not correct. This is, here the values are different. This is also not correct. We can say that option A is absolutely correct. Okay, I hope you got this. Now let's see the next question, which is the instruction LDADR-X, which is equivalent to AC, and this is copying to our accumulator. This is copying to memory of ADR address and XR is in. So this is direct addressing mode, indirect addressing mode, index addressing mode, or immediate addressing mode. So what is this? First we have to see some little things about this question. So I'll write this in the next page, this one. And this is the explanation of question number 61. This is question number 61. Now the instruction is given as LDADR of X, which is equivalent to, equivalent to AC copying M ADR plus XR, which is using index addressing mode. So what is index addressing mode? The effective address of the operand is generated by adding a constant value, and the constant value here is ADR, to the contents of the index register, which is XR. And this model is particularly useful for accessing array elements and iterating through the data structures. So that is why here we can say that index addressing mode will be the answer. Now additionally I will tell you about a direct addressing mode also. So the operand's address is given explicitly within the instruction. For example, LD has given 500, means the load content of memory location 500 into AC. And indirect addressing mode means the addressing field of the instruction points to the memory location that contains the effective address of the operand. For example, if we will see that LD, which is 500, means the load, the content of the memory location whose address is stored in the memory location 500. And if we talk about immediate addressing mode, the operand is specified within the instruction itself. For example, if we say LD, which is /10, it means that the load value 10 directly is into the AC. Okay, so that is why here we can say that index addressing mode is the correct answer. Index addressing mode, because here adding the constant ADR to the contents of index register, which is XR. So this is index register which we are copying into the AC, and this is done by index register addressing mode. So from this value itself you can get to know that this is none other than index addressing mode. Okay, I hope you got this, everyone. Let's see now the next question, which is this one. See this question, everyone. For the following parent in figure 1 and 2, so this is our figure 1, this is our figure 2, and this is crossover points. What is correct? Which is correct? Figure 2 is the 2-point crossover of figure 1. Figure 2 is 1-point crossover of figure 1. Figure 2 is n-point crossover of figure 1. And figure 2 is uniform crossover of figure 1. What is the correct one? So understand the crossover types first. First type is 1-point crossover. So I will make you write this because these are very, very important points. So we will write 1-point cross over. A single cross over point is selected and the tails of the two parent are swapped. So this is 1-point crossover. This is the first one. Second one, 2-point crossover means 2 points are selected and the segment between these points are swapped. Third is n-point crossover. N-point crossover means multiple points are selected. Multiple points are selected and segments are swapped accordingly. Now the one left is, which is uniform crossover. So let's see that too. So without understand this question is really difficult to understand. Okay, so that is why it is very, very important that you should understand this. So let's see the fourth one, which is uniform crossover. So each bit is swapped independently based on a probability. Let's see now. If we will analyze parent 1 and parent 2, then this is 1 0 1 1 0, and this is 0 1 0, and this is 1 0 1 0 1, and this is 1 1 1. So this is our figure 1. Now if we talk about figure 2, then to determine the type of crossover, we need to see how the bits are swapped between the parents of figure 1 to figure 2. Now if we talk about 1 point crossover, if we select a point after the third bit to get child 1, which is this 1 0 1 0 1 and 0 1 0, and child 2, which is 1 0 1 1 0. So this is for the 1 point crossover. Now if we talk about 2 point crossover, so this is not applicable because here the bits did not match this pattern. And if we talk about n point crossover, so this is also not applicable as it does not fit the pattern of multiple points. And if we talk about uniform crossover, so each bit is swapped independently which does not fit the given pattern. So that is why here we can say that figure 2 is 1 point crossover of figure 1. So here second is the correct answer. Figure 2 is 1 point crossover of figure 1. And what is 1 point crossover? This I already have mentioned. So you can see that. I hope you got this question, everyone. Let's see this question. The sequence of step for a page replacement algorithm will be. We have to choose the correct answer from the options given below. The sequence of the step in page replacement algorithm will be like. So first one will be no frame is free. So check if there are no frames available, no free frames available. So this will be the first one. Second one will be find a frame that is not currently being used. So if no free frame is available, identify a frame that can be replaced. One that is not currently in use, that we have to make sure. After that we will see free a frame. If a frame is found that is not currently being used, free this frame by writing its content to the disk if it is necessary. And option B is change the page table. That is what does that means? Update the page table to reflect the fact that the new page will be loaded into the feed frame. And if we talk about now option C, so use feed frame, which is finally use the feed frame to load the new page. So here we will say that what is the correct sequence? If we talk about option D, then no free frame. So this is what we want. So this is the first one. After that, find a frame that is not currently being used. So this is the second one. Third one will be free a frame. Free a frame. Because this can be done by writing its content to disk if necessary. If it is necessary, then only we will write, otherwise we will make it free. So this will be the third one. After that, the fourth one is change the page table. This is the fourth one. And C is use feed frame. So here what we can say that D, A, E, B, C. So here D is there. So this and this is cancelled. Here D is there, but here A is there. After that A will come. So that is why the correct option here is option A. So I hope you got every question. So we will be solving few questions also similar way with similar explanation. If you like it, subscribe the channel and like this video as well, and subscribe the channel for more such informational questions. Thank you so much, everyone.